Nowadays, it is more important than ever to take responsibility for your own health and not blindly trust doctors. Unfortunately, many doctors are also business people, and in some cases, the focus is not on the patient's well-being, but rather on financial gain. To better understand this problem, it is worth taking a closer look at the structures in the health system and the role of the pharmaceutical industry. Doctors often receive their training from curricula that are heavily influenced by the pharmaceutical industry. These companies have a clear interest in selling as many drugs as possible, so they design medical education to train doctors to prescribe primarily chemical drugs. Physician training is also often sponsored by the pharmaceutical industry, which exacerbates this problem. As a result, many doctors often only know what the pharmaceutical industry wants them to know. This does not mean that all doctors are intentionally wrong, but the sources of information they rely on are often biased. It is no secret that the healthcare system in many countries is highly commercialized. Hospitals and doctors' offices rely on being profitable in order to survive. This means that tests and treatments are sometimes recommended that are expensive, but not absolutely necessary. In some cases, the focus is even on medications that relieve symptoms, but do not treat the root cause of the problem. It is important to critically question whether a proposed treatment is really in the best interest of the patient or whether it is more of a commercial interest. Another point that is often overlooked is the fact that many so-called illnesses are actually deficiencies. A lack of important nutrients, such as vitamins, minerals, or essential fatty acids, can lead to symptoms that are quickly diagnosed as illnesses. Instead of addressing the causes, however, many doctors resort directly to medication. It would often be easier and more sustainable to compensate for the deficiencies in a targeted manner. For example, a lack of magnesium can lead to muscle cramps or headaches, which could be treated with simple nutritional supplements instead of immediately resorting to painkillers. There are many alternatives to conventional medicine that often have fewer side effects and are more sustainable. Herbal remedies, such as Artemisia annua or certain minerals, can help in many cases without resorting to chemical treatment. Unfortunately, however, such alternatives are rarely recommended because they are less profitable. It is important to inform yourself, read books, and use different sources. The more you know about your body and possible alternatives, the better you can make decisions. Fortunately, there are now numerous ways to inform yourself. The Internet offers access to independent studies, reports, and alternative approaches. But be careful, not every source is trustworthy. That's why it's important to examine information critically and consider different perspectives. Those who make the effort to educate themselves can better understand which treatments are really necessary and which are just for profit. Health is the most important thing, and nobody knows your own body better than you do. That's why you should never blindly trust doctors, but rather take your own health into your own hands. That doesn't mean rejecting doctors completely. It's more about critically questioning them, educating yourself, and considering alternative options. Those who are prepared to take personal responsibility can not only live healthier in the long term, but also more independently.